If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. I saw a video today where a guy who lives in a van was given a bunch of gifts by his viewers on YouTube. You know, he was unpacking them and showing different things. And the first question I got came to my mind is, where does he put all this stuff? And I've seen other YouTubers do this before. They give all kinds of stuff. Well, I'm pretty sure they probably sell it or give it away or throw it away. I mean, if you think about the lifestyle, the lifestyle is kind of about minimizing your life because you're going to pack your entire life into a van. Minimizing your life is not easy. I mean, there's a lot of people who tell me that they've tried to get rid of stuff and they just can't. And what did I do to get rid of my stuff? It was difficult for us to minimize our life, but we didn't have a lot of stuff already. Carolyn and I did not. You know, we were pretty new in our relationship, a couple years old. We both left our previous relationships, and we didn't have a lot to bring into it. So, you know, when you're forced to lose things, it's not so hard to lose them, I guess. And then we had the pop-up camper fire, and so basically, well, in that case, everything we owned that was not inside the cab of the truck was gone. Then we really had to think about what it is that we really wanted to replace, because replacing it meant spending money. We didn't really want to spend the money. Now, I can tell you that getting rid of this stuff really reduces the stress, and it's almost counterintuitive to think about it. You think, well, you know, if I get rid of this tool, I'm going to need it at some point in the future. Well, I tell you, when we had the pop-up camper, I had a lot of tools. I probably had 60 or 70 pounds worth of tools. Well, now I just have a socket set that I bought from Walmart, like a 50-piece set, and I only use a couple tools out of it. I use a Phillips screwdriver more than anything. I use the 10mm socket for the generator, and those tools are about the extent of what I use. You know, I do generator maintenance every 2 weeks, so I always use the 10mm and I use the screwdriver. The camper I built with Phillips screws, so anytime I need to do a repair with the camper, it's a Phillips screwdriver. When the camper fire burned down, I built this camper, so I needed tools. Well, just by coincidence, we were in Florida, and Dad had all the tools we needed. Had a couple drills and stapler and saw, had everything we needed, so I didn't really have to go out and buy anything. But if I did have to go buy these things, I could have went to Walmart and picked up, you know, the drill for like 20 bucks and a saw for like 20 bucks. I mean, it wouldn't have been a huge cost. And I could have used them, and then I could have donated them away, and I'd have been out $40. So I could have just added that cost of building the camper, which was $550 or something. I could have just added that cost into the repair bill and said, okay, this is just, you know, more supplies I needed. Needed a saw, and then I could give them away or sell them or something like that. But I really don't need them every day. And they would be in the way, and not having them, I don't have to worry about maintaining them or them getting rusty or getting wet. So I've made videos in the past where I talked about how we minimized our things. And a rule of thumb was if I hadn't used it in 6 months, it was easy to get rid of. Having the fire, I realized that even the things that I used in the 6 months, I really didn't need. Like I said, the tools. You know, I just assumed that, okay, I've used a hammer in the last 6 months, and I've done this, and I've done that. But this lifestyle doesn't really require those kind of tools as much. So it really got us to focus on, when we made this camper, what we really needed. And the things that we could use that were multi-purpose. Silverware. We went to the Dollar Tree store, and everything's $1 there, and you can buy silverware for $1, and I think you get a set of 3. Well, how many pieces of silverware do you really need? 3, you know, there's just 2 of us, and so we got 3 forks, 3 spoons, and 3 knives. Well, we do dishes every day, so there's 1 fork, 1 spoon, and 1 knife that is never used, if you think about it, so we actually have one of too many. My ex-wife bought this enormous set of silverware. It was huge. It was like a 200-piece set. And the thing was, we were never allowed to use the silverware because it was in case of special occasions. What occasion? Maybe we had a special occasion where we're using once a year. So did we really need it? And all the stress of, having to have a buffet to put them into. It was in the way. And of course you had to dust the buffet. And then you had to have dishes to go along with it. And then if you ever moved, this is the funny thing, when we moved, I dropped a box of them and they broke. And of course you got the stress of you just broke it and now the wife's not happy. So just like the other day, I said, let's do a 30-day challenge where you simulate living in a camper for 30 days and, you know, see if you can adjust your lifestyle around it. Of course, now you had to move everything into that you were going to need into that space for 30 days. But you didn't actually have to get rid of anything in your apartment or your house. Well, I'm going to take this challenge one step further. I'm going to ask that you all take a challenge where you get rid of one item every week for the next 3 months. So it's going to be the 3-month challenge. So over the next 3 months, you're going to get rid of 12 items, essentially is what you're going to do. And what I want you to do is, seriously, you start out with something that's going to be pretty simple to get rid of. You know, maybe a knick-knack that you got hanging on the wall. And you say, okay, I don't need this. It just collects dust. I dust it every month, and then I put it back up there, and it's pretty, but it doesn't do anything. Get rid of it. Sell it. And it might be an opportunity to make some money. Next week, you step it up a little bit. Maybe it's something that you've used in the past year. And you say, okay, I haven't used this in the past year. I don't see me really using it again in the next year. I'm going to get rid of it. And then if you do need it, then you have to find ways to actually get it without having to spend a lot of money. Because I hear that a lot is, yeah, you know, I want to get rid of this thing, but I'm sure I'm going to need it down the road. And then step it up even further and say, okay, the next week, I haven't used this in the last 6 months. And you just keep stepping it up until you have all your 12 items gone. And then, if you feel like, okay, I can continue on this cycle, then continue on until you've downsized your lives to the point where everything you have, you use all the time. So over this period of time, you're going to find it as easier to get rid of things, and the more you get rid of, the less stress you're going to have trying to maintain everything you own. So, thanks for watching. Like if you like the video, and happy travels.